Alright, Cancer, this is Lady Scarlett here, and I'm going to do the Cancer long read tonight. I have meditated on your cards and done some pre-shuffle, and so I've chosen my Welcome to Night Vale deck for you. It's one of my decks that reads really well, and so without further ado, let's get started. I just want to make you aware that I will never reach out to you for a read. I only answer to emails that I receive. So if I answer you in a comment, it'll be sending you love and light or wishing you well on your journey. I'll never put a number or an email in there for you to respond to. Again, I will only respond to emails that I receive. Okay, just want to make that very, very clear. If you reach out to any of those places that I have, it's tarot@LadySkarlette.com that you can email for a personal reading. So there are a lot of scammers about, so I just want to make that clear to you. So let's find out what's going on for our Cancer collective. Remember, these are collective readings, so parts of these may resonate for you, so take which parts have meaning for you. And remember, I don't read in genders, so you might have to flip roles sometimes for some of you. And remember, if you are non-binary, you might also have to flip a gender script as well. If I say he or she, I might mean they or their. So just keep that in mind as you're reading, okay? Because, and I also can read in E&M and polyamory, polycules and such. So if I say this looks like a collective group, I might mean that. I might also mean, a group that you might be working with and such. So remember, I do keep that in mind as I read. And it's something that's always on my mind. So just bear that in mind as you're looking at one of Lady Scarlette's reads, is that something that is always at the forefront of my attention. Let's get one more card for the baseline read, please. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. And so at your baseline read, you have in your near future, recent past and current, you have the Sun upright. So it looks like there's been some good things happening. In your home spot is the Page of Swords. In your near future is the Nine of Swords, which can mean many things, so we're going to clarify. King of Wands in your recent past going into the near future. And then we have a Ten of Swords that is in an inverted position. And then we have the Two of Swords, which is also in an inverted position in your outcome. I would really like to clarify with my Mystic Tarot deck. It's been calling to me for this read, so I think we're going to go with that. And I haven't been using it a lot lately, so I feel like it's been good and cleared. I also have that full moon drawing near, and I think I'm going to do some nice clearing work with my decks coming up since they've been working overtime lately. Need to do a salt bath with my crystals as well because they've been working overtime lately. Been doing a lot of protective work for a lot of my crystals and cards and candles. So let's do some clarification for my dear Cancers. We have the first one. Well, no wonder you have a Sun in your recent past. You have the Lovers card popping up there. Really do feel like this has been choices for some of you. Woo, these cards are jumping out. So let's find out what's clarifying here. So Queen of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and a Victory card. Looks like some of you got into a new relationship, and I get some sexy time for some of you. Maybe even a one-night stand situation for some of you, that there was someone that you had your eye on. And for some of you, this did turn into a relationship, somebody that you had your eye on for a while. And for some of you, it was just a one-night stand situation, or maybe in addition to a polycule. And then in your home spot with the Page of Swords, definitely celebration, bringing somebody into a collective, right, that you all had been discussing. Yeah, making it official. For some of you, this was making it official in a marriage situation. Somebody reunited with someone from their past. Maybe there was a reunification of a collective as well. There's the Emperor card, so who is over at the head of this, or the hub of this polycule, maybe did a ceremony of rites, so to speak. Definitely looked like there was a marriage celebration, or maybe even a new baby came into this situation. Disappointment in the past, I feel. There may be one person in the situation who is disappointed because their needs maybe weren't met in the past and they have some worry about that. But the Death card there, so there were some big changes. Some very, very big changes. Some losses that had occurred. And so things are really moving forward now. Okay? And then I do get the sense that there was someone who did actually lose someone. And for that, my heart is with you, and I'm sending you all the love and light that I can, okay? I see that you, in this near future position, are really having some sleepless nights, having some tears, and so my heart is with you, love and light to you. There were some hidden things that came to light for some of you, and you're really in your head about it. Page of Swords, maybe some very, very cutting remarks came out that were, you know, you, again, in suspension, you were in your head. Things came out. Some communication happened. You were ready to hear it, but didn't really want to hear it. Knight of Wands, so maybe even phone calls or text messages that you didn't want to see. Queen of Swords, yes, somebody was very cold and spit the truth, and it wasn't good, right? So you were wanting that Ten of Pentacles, and maybe that didn't happen for you. Somebody made an offer that just wasn't quite good enough. So let's also clarify this King of Wands down here in the recent past to current position. And maybe it was a situation where you thought things were really going to work out and just got some information where it just didn't work out in the way you want. Conflict. You know, King of Wands, sometimes referred to as the Burger King, the one who wants it his way, kind of, or the highway. And so what you thought was going to be sunshiny times actually turned into conflict. You know, it was, you offered this perfect situation and someone walked away. And now you're feeling really alone. Like, this is what you thought it was going to be. The sun is at the bottom, covers that. Like, it's great, but now the world is upside down. This cycle didn't get completed the way that you thought it was going to be. And so, you know, one walks away in one direction, and one walks away with all the weapons, all the wins. Third party situation for some of you that weren't in like the polycule, but wanted that one-on-one situation, a union. Felt like someone got chosen over you, or maybe you were the one that got chosen and you realized that they're not really ready to let go of that other person. And so while you may have gotten your wish granted, there's still some hurt there, right? And so for some of you, it's, I'd rather be alone than deal with this conflict. And so there's a lot of moving parts in this, Cancer. So whichever side that you ended on, it might not feel like the biggest win, okay? Where you thought you were going to get the sun, but instead it's like kind of the sun in clouds, right? It wasn't the complete sunshine out for you. Woo, lots of cards. So Ten of Swords in reverse. So it was, you know, the swords are falling out of the wound, but, you know, the feelings of betrayal, you know, you do have to heal from that. And so you're working on it. You know, this is the Apprentice card, the Study card. You're working on how to heal from that hurt, right? There still might be some conflicts or some words, or, you know, maybe the need to talk to somebody about it. Again, that third party, but this is also the card of work. So it could have had to do with a work situation as well. For some of you, this might have been something where somebody got chosen over you at work. There's the Hierophant, so that's a very Taurian card. You know, Taurus might have been involved. Knight of Pentacles, that's the slowest moving card in the tarot. And so things may have felt like they were taking forever. And then finally you get to resolve, and you know, here's Five of Pentacles too. So that also suggests that wintry times are about to be over. But again, it's that slowest moving card. And there's that Ten of Swords again. It has felt forever since you've seen the sunshine. And so it, you know, but always after the winter we get the spring, right? And we're really kind of in that time period literally now. We're about to get into spring. We get some, and then, you know, also I feel like you've been in the dark, but, you know, a decision wasn't being made, and now we're close to getting that decision made. Can I get some clarification for the Two of Swords in reverse, please? And so, partnership, you know, the Three of Wands, so it's something coming towards you. There was a decision that wasn't being made. Somebody had stalled and delayed, giving you kind of breadcrumbs. And now you do feel like something's moving towards you. As slow as it was over here with the Knight of Pentacles, you're moving back towards your values. You're learning about what you want and need. Now it is coming towards you. You're limiting those choices and decisions that you're making. Look, the Wheel of Fortune is turning. It's turning. It's not being delayed anymore. You've also been very, very clear now about what you want. And guess what? Here comes the sun. Doo, doo, doo. Here comes the sun. When we get very, very clear about what we want, that's what happens. And then our inverted world is going to start to turn this way. We're going to complete that cycle, okay? I'm going to get some more clarification from, let's see here, my personal oracle deck. So let's find out what's going on for our Cancers with, I'm going to clarify these in rows, I think, to give us an idea, a fuller picture of the story for you, okay? Let's see what's going on. Get a more clear picture for our Cancers here. What's happening for our Cancers? You know, we're all honorary Cancers in this cycle, as some of the other readers have said. I know that the moon was in Pisces too, so we were all in our feels there for a bit. We were getting real communicative as it went into Aries. You know, but today is Sunday, so people were, you know, those things do matter for us in the way that we behave. And I had a friend just all of a sudden kind of get different with me over the last few days. Granted, it was kind of refreshing. I was kind of waiting on that to happen. Put boundaries down that they hadn't put down before. So, hey, great. I'm just happy for you to live in your own truth. It's not about me. Right? I'm always ready for people to find their own truth. Even if it means I'm not a part of your life anymore, because I don't always have to be a part of your journey, and I'm not always right. Right? So let's see. Let's clarify this top row for our Cancers and see what's happening for them. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. So there's Libra energy, and this is the Opal card, and it says happiness, loyalty, confidence, positive, good luck, synchronicity, balance and harmony, people-pleasing, anxiety and relief. So that's a call to not be people-pleasing, right? It's a call to get more balanced, and that's in that top row. So let's get a little bit more there. So it's really about, you know, letting people know what your wants and needs are. So then we've got the Blackbird by the Beatles card. And it's a call to action. If any of you are social activists, social justice warriors, this is about advocacy, equality, and equanimity. And if you are people that are in a polycule or in ethical non-monogamy or polyamory, this is about social action and rights. And the card says with a broken wing, a bird can still sing, but may need healing before flying to freedom. And so if things are happening like that within your polycule, you might need to think about that, okay? Everybody in that group needs a voice. If this has something to do with your job, think about everybody within that group needs a voice. And that if you are wanting to advocate for people in a certain group, they need a voice, and you can help them have that voice. It's not your voice that matters, it's the people within that group that need the voice. Radical acceptance, okay? Accept what your job it is to do. What is your place within that group that you are in? Respect by Aretha Franklin. This is Empress energy, y'all. This is like the Empress card. And it says, when respect isn't being served, get up from the table. Be the queen that you are. Taking care of business. Making that money. Don't let fools in. Respect. Take care of TCB. Right? And this is the Earth Star Chakra. This is called the Super Root. It's under the root chakra. This is the whole of humanity. This is the zero chakra, so it's under the first chakra, the root chakra. This is about well-being, being an earth goddess, formation of the energy system, an anchor, the earth's core. At your feet, it's about stability. The colors black or very deep red. It's about getting yourself into nature with bare feet, right? So grounding and stability, right? Let's get... and that's also on your home spot. So it's about grounding in your home, about feeling safe and secure there. So for this middle section, we've got, I love you unconditionally. I love you unconditionally. And that's in this middle section, which was all very much about placement within a relationship. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Here comes the sun. Doo -doo -doo -doo. It's been a long and lonely winter. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Success is near. Winter is over. Happiness after sorrow. Someone wishes they could take it back. There's something that someone wishes they could take it back. It could be you or someone else in this situation. Do not forget your goals. Does this support the life that you want to live? If there's something that you're doing that doesn't support your goals, it's time to relook at what you're doing and see if that supports the goals that you want to complete. All by myself. I don't need anyone. This is a broken heart. Solitude. This could be a karmic partner situation. It was a lesson that you need to learn. A twin flame situation. Right? It's wanting our soulmate. So this is a time for healing. Because remember, if it is a karmic lesson, it's a lesson that you need to learn and then move on. If it's a twin flame, you're going to repel and then magnetize to each other. But you still have to learn those lessons before you can actually be together. Okay? Let's get another card on the All By Myself by Eric Carmen card and see if we can get a little bit more off of that. See if it's actually a twin flame or a soul connection karmic partner situation. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can we get one more card on the Eric Carmen card, please? And it could just be about solitude and feeling sad as well. So it says, I miss you, and validation. So I really do think that it's just a really difficult split. So it was probably a karmic lesson. Otherwise, there's a couple of other cards that say twin flame. Without getting one of those, I mean, we may get another one in here, but without one of those cards dropping, I don't think it's twin flame. I think it was just a soul connection, and it was a lesson to be learned. Let's get a couple of cards on the outcome here. And see what our spirit guides want to tell us about the outcome. Woo! They threw themselves down on the ground here. Let's grab those. So, boundless. The endless nature of energy cannot be created or destroyed. This is never ending. Boundless. So, you have some destiny at play here. Hematite, grounding, balancing, protection, magic, healing power. Hematite was used, Native Americans used it as war paint, strength of character, help for poor behaviors, So protection from negative. So this is about creating extremely good boundaries for those people around you who might, you know, be stepping all over your boundaries. This is about looking for your true north and your divine purpose. You're lost and searching for yourself. Be your authentic self. I took the road less traveled by, and it has made all the difference. No more hiding, right? This is a time to step into your own and not, you know, try to be like other people, not follow their path. It's your path that is super important. It's what brings you the most joy. Let's get a couple more cards for Cancer, please. And let them know what Divine is trying to let them know about their path. And also, you know, when you start pulling in, you know, your soul tribe, they come to you. So, okay, Moldavite tried to pop out a few times. So Moldavite is basically like the Tower in tarot. And this is the transformation. This is the Phoenix rising. Incredible change. Life-giving. You know, traveling far and wide. Open up your heart chakra. And that is for you. When we open up our heart chakra, all of the loving things come towards us. You know, highly spiritual and energetic. Right? Rejuvenation. This is meteor energy, you all. Accelerates our spiritual and emotional journey. I mean, it's about manifestation. So definitely good. There's someone around you who, and it could be you. I'm afraid of the truth, but I'm afraid to be honest with myself or with you. And a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, right? So those were from my personal oracle deck. And then I'm going to clear, actually I'm going to do my personal oracle and get just a couple words of advice from my personal oracle for you. And the good life is a process, not a state of being. It is a direction, not a destination. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. So it's like, don't give up. Don't give up. You've got some good ideas. You've just got to find the right people to speak them to. I have a sense that you're very creative, but you're afraid to bring those thoughts forward because you're afraid of what people might say. Also, you've had some anxiety and depression, right? The right people will believe in those ideas. You don't have to stay anywhere forever, including in that depressive state, but you need to get out and do something about it. And I know that, look, I'm a therapist, so I know that what I'm saying is not simple, but that one phone call can make a huge difference. Look, it says seek a professional. Seek a professional of any kind. If you prefer doing it by telehealth, if you prefer calling 988 instead, seek a professional. What could I say to you that would be of value, except that you seek too much, and that as a result of your seeking, you cannot find? And that tells me you've been in your head a lot, asking too many questions, and you need to help somebody unravel that and process through it. The last one says, memory can make a thing seem much more than it was. So have somebody help unravel that for you, okay? Because it's like the thought vortex is what I call it. You know, you need to have somebody help unravel that for you. And a lot of times our friends might mean well, but they don't have the skills that a counselor has. So find someone to help you unravel that, right? That's what we as therapists are designed to do. And not every therapist is for every person, so find the one that works for you, okay? Not every therapist is for every person. You need to find the one that resonates to you in particular, right? Because again, you know, me as a therapist, I'm not going to be the right therapist for every single person. You've got to find the one that works for you. I mean, I can work for a lot of people, but not every person. There are some that have told me, you know what, I think I need to see somebody else. And I'm like, great, you go find that person that speaks to you in your language, right? You go find that person that resonates with you in the way that you need, because I am not for everyone. And I'm not going to and a good therapist will not take offense to that, you all. They will understand what you mean. And if they don't, they're not a good therapist to begin with, right? If they get offended by that, they weren't the right therapist for you anyway. You find the one that says, of course, you need to go find a good therapist that you resonate with. I will never be offended if somebody tells me that they need a different therapist because my style doesn't fit with them. Find the one that fits you. Not every therapist can fit every single person. There are way too many styles of people and styles of belief systems and styles of being, right? There's nothing to be offended by. We are all different people. The next thing I'm going to do is pull 3 runes for you. Need 3, please. See that you have had some delays. So you got Ansu's in delay, in inverse, so an Anzus in delay and Tyr in delay. Let me find Anzus. Anzus is one of the first ones. So Anzus in inverse. So lies, trickery, and general deceit. Don't believe anything you hear at this time, and take care to get a second opinion when you're in doubt. Watch out. Someone else wants what's best for him or her and not what's best for you. It indicates selfish, biased advice, often from an individual, is so enmeshed in the problem at hand that impartiality is lacking. Parents or superiors may be trying to interfere with your plans. You may feel concerned because of difficulties that inhibit you from accepting what is offered. There may appear to be failed communication and lack of clarity in your past or present dilemma. Drawing this rune reverse can indicate a failure or an outright refusal on your part to learn from life's lessons. It can also mean troubles with a course of study or misuse of knowledge. Okay? And it can also show someone who goes on accumulating knowledge for knowledge's sake while never using it or intending to use it for any constructive purpose. And then we have Tyr in reverse. So y'all, we might be getting a little too hard-headed and saying, I don't know what to do with myself. Sometimes that's just about resetting and restarting, okay? It doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong. It just means that, you know, you've been a little bit lost and you need a little bit new direction, right? And we've all been there. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible person. You're not a horrible person. Like, you've got all this cool knowledge now. And that's not nothing. And then you have Tyr in reverse, okay? It stands for waning enthusiasm, failure in competitive enterprises, and a lack of fidelity in both love and friendship. That may have occurred for you. And definitely in your read, there were some things that were leaning towards that, okay? It often signifies an impeded energy flow on some level. It can indicate a dearth of ideas and creative thoughts, and often shows extreme impatience on the part of the querent. That would be you if you're the Cancer. When paired with delay runes in an otherwise positive reading, it can indicate that you are experiencing the dark before the dawn. And if you remain patient, things will certainly improve, and it certainly looked like that in your read. And your rune cast is not all negative, okay? You do have a rune that's on the upright that's a really good rune, and we're almost there. So you're inclined to give up in the face of difficulties and are unlikely to make much of an effort on your behalf. But I want you to quit with that thinking, because the outcome of your read actually looked pretty positive. Okay? So it shows that any relationship now going on will not reach a permanent conclusion. Okay? Sometimes it may indicate dwindling passion. It shows misunderstandings and difficulty in communication. Whether this will lead to a reconciliation or an eventual separation can be discerned from the surrounding runes. Be careful at this time of wearing your heart on your sleeve. You may get hurt. And look, we are in a very emotional time period. So I would delay any communication which would lead to people rushing to conclusions. Really sit back and wait. Sit a while and think, okay? This is the time to not make rash decisions emotionally, for sure. So let's look at your last rune, which is Eol. This is a fortunate new influence entering your life, often through unconscious, emotional, or instinctual situations, okay? It could be a new career opportunity or course of study. It's a rune of friendship and often shows a new relationship with someone who is outgoing, generous, and fun to be around. Look, this is your outcome rune, Eol. So it's a very strong protective rune, and its appearance usually indicates that you will be protected from any misfortune for the period of time covering the reading. If harm does threaten, you will receive a very strong premonition of disaster that enables you to avoid whatever problems may arise. look to the other runes in the reading and use your intuition at this time. So slow down, because this isn't an incredibly negative read. The sun is on the way. Okay, sunshine is coming. So this eel rune is a very beneficial rune. So let's just take a step back, listen to some good music, right? Don't get too much in our thoughts. Try to keep yourself occupied. If you can open up that creativity that I know my Cancer folks have, it'll help you get through that time, okay? And then I'm going to draw for you an animal totem. Let's get an animal totem for our Cancer friends, please. Let's get us an animal totem. Sorry you all have been so much in your feels, and I know some of you have lost some relationships recently, and I'm here for you. Lots of love and light. You've had some losses, and you've had some career difficulties, really been struggling to manage emotions through this very emotional time period. We've had some really funky things going on with planets and the moon. So I promise you, it's a new dawn and a new day, okay? So just take a deep breath. Don't do anything rash. And let's get an animal totem for our Cancers. Okay, you got the dolphin. Life, feminine energy, and sexuality. The dolphin is associated with feminine energies and the primordial waters of life. The word derives from the Greek dolphinos, or womb. Demeter, the Greek goddess of fertility, was represented by the dolphin in her role as mistress of the sea. In the painting, the life-giving and feminine energy themes are emphasized by both the swimming dolphins that frame the woman's face and the infant emerging from a womb-like nautilus shell. And here's the picture of the dolphin. And I'll kind of turn it so you can see the different faces that are in it. That's pretty appropriate for the Cancers right there. Okay, and then I'm also going to get some fairy cards for you. Let the fairies know what we need to do to get through this difficult time, because they always give such great advice. All right, my fairy friends, what do my Cancer friends need to know? What do my Cancer friends need to know? Let's get a couple of cards for Cancer, please. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Woo. Okay, so we got backpack. Definitely need to get outside. Get your compass. Adventure is yours. Get out of the city and enjoy the outdoors. Courage, young heart. Stand tall. Don't let the love decrease. You're a warrior of peace. And then we have ruin, or rain. It's rain. I think that was a faux pas, but it was necessary, right? Rain, rain comes today. Let all your troubles wash away. You know, this actually makes me think of taking maybe like a sacred bath or a sacred shower. I've actually done that a few times in the last couple of days. Taken one of those like cleansing baths or cleansing showers and using like lots of herbs to like help cleanse myself. You might think about that. So that's something that would be very, very helpful for you. And then I always show the bottom one, butterflies. Whenever you see a butterfly flutter through the grass, it is to remind you of the love of those who've passed. And so if you're in that situation where you're mourning someone, just think that they're thinking of you and letting you know that they are doing just fine. All right, Cancer, that was your long read for this week. I hope that some of it resonated with you, and I just want to thank my those of you that are sharing, and subscribing, and sending any love. I'm sending love and light to all of you. This is Lady Scarlett sending you many, many blessings, and I hope to see you again.